Now I've moved to the consultation rooms at the Man Cave in Sydney in the CBD, and I'm here for a consultation regarding a hair transplant, and I'm here with Dr Martinick.
Hi Paul.
Hi Dr Martinick.
Call me Jenny.
Call you Jenny. Jenny it is. And Dr Kotai.
Hi Paul.
Hi, can I call you Sara?
Cool.
I know, Jennifer, that you're one of the world's leaders and pioneers of the Martinick Technique, and I know as well that you work very closely with Sara, and that you and her are in fact the only two people in the world that know this technique, and you've evolved it together.
I think the main thing about the Martinick Technique, I can go into the science and the maths and the mechanisation. The main thing as far as we're concerned is the fact that it's all to do with the artistry. And Sara has actually been part of the development of it. She was actually still in medical school when I was looking at the artistry, and I'd already recognised the hair direction, the angulation, the orientation. And she was the one who came up and said, the curl of the hair is really important. On the head, the hair is always moving. There's no straight lines. It's always either bending to the S in one direction or the other direction, and that's what gives it that fluidity and gives you individuality. Little irregularities. Right. That's part of the artistry.
The movement of the hair.
Movement of the hair, the direction of the hair. It's different from one side to the other.
It's your appreciation
of nature.
Nature, angle, movement, artistry that defines the Martinick Technique
essentially, yes.
As a world leader.
Yes. If you have a hairpiece, you go through 2 in a year. Your first one is going to cost you $5,000 or more. The second one, which you're going to have to get 4 to 6 months later while the first one is being mended, is going to cost you the same amount. And then your upkeep, whether it be shampooing it, venting it, that's putting extra hairs into it, that's going to cost you about another $2,000 a year. So in the first year, you've already spent $12,000. That's 1 year. Next year, you're going to spend the same amount, and the year after the same amount. So after 20 years, at $12,000 a year, you've spent $250,000, $240,000. If you have a hairpiece, every couple of weeks...
So every 2 to 4 weeks, you need to take half an hour to go back to the place, get your hair washed, get it styled, and you pay for that every time as well.
So it interferes with your lifestyle, and you know what? Between you and I, they smell.
They smell?
Yeah. Over 20 years, it's going to cost you over $20,000 to use minoxidil or Propecia. There are these temporary measures, but if they don't fit into your everyday routine, you give them up, and you've got to search for something else. There is only one permanent solution, and that is hair transplantation.
I'm convinced now that a hairpiece isn't the right way to go. I've tried the laser and I've tried the minoxidil, and they're not really sustainable and long-term solutions. Talk to me a little bit more about the transplant.
So Paul, you really, well, from what you said, you really want to have a permanent solution.
Yes, I do, without all of this extra time and washing and smelling and etc, etc. Yeah, something permanent.
First of all, what would you like to change about your hair?
Well, I'd like more.
Wouldn't we all? It's a matter of taking hair from the back and putting it into the front of the scalp. But we have to choose a suitable hairline. We actually have to have a look at the suitable density at the back before we start. Then they are placed, as we talked a little earlier about the artistry, using the correct angle, orientation, direction and curl. Where this is particularly important is on very acute angle places. If this temple point is going to be reconstructed, you've got to have not just the angle right, but my gosh, you've got to have the curl right. You can get away with it on top, but you can spot somebody who has not had that attention to detail taken care of, because their hair on top of their head, no matter how flat you make the angles, it'll stand up and it'll look like a haystack.
Or a monkey.
Hair will actually curl forward with the direction of the hair growth.